Now let's bring you the news. In our first story, the Ghana Police Service has opened up about the arrest of a third suspect in the case of the missing CHRAJ girls. Chika Nodim, who is believed to be part of a cross-border criminal gang, has since been on the security watch list of governments of Ghana and Nigeria. Detective Inspector Dr. Zasari, in an interview on Ghana Police Watch, said the suspect's arrest was helpful, leading officers to where the suspected human remains were retrieved.
Just second, we had information from our counterpart in Nigeria that one of the accomplices has been arrested. The suspect, we allowed him to speak to that suspect who has been arrested in Nigeria. And during their conversation, we realized he was rather forcing the suspect, his accomplice, to accept whatever he says. So after that, we decided that we have to extend our investigations to another level, do more search in the 3 areas he was arrested, he was recaptured, and where he lives. So we first went to his house in Cancer Road.
This is Cancer Road, where Samuel Wells lived. So that's a septic tank.
Yes,
where
this is a septic tank.
Remains were retrieved.
Just
looking at this area, this certain abandoned.
Yes,
I mean, this one
uncompleted.
Has not been completed
yes.
At all.
When we came, this place was like this, bushy like this. So we have to clear this area because we wanted to find the septic tank, which is normally called a manhole in this house. This particular one is the one which we were able to open, filled with liquid waste, mixed with feces materials. Yes. We picked a long stick from this place, and one of our colleagues stirred the liquid waste. We saw a human hair, women rasta, that we normally call mesh in it. So we suspected something here.
Was it mesh that had been used or mesh?
It has been used, meshed.
So it came off somebody's head?
They have tied it with a ribbon, yes. We found it here.
Meanwhile, the suspected human remains retrieved in the last few weeks are being subjected to DNA analysis. Some of the forensic experts so far have also been speaking about their work.
Assignment was pretty simple: to come here and take DNA samples from the alleged surviving relatives of the missing persons that we are after. I did a little bit of counseling. I explained the procedures to them, and they understood. They cooperated pretty well, and the samples were taken with no hindrance whatsoever at all. So yeah, it really did go well. It really did go well. We've actually taken DNA samples from 4 families, 4 family members. Some were mothers and children or siblings of the missing persons, and then also in some cases the father. The father was also present, so we added. But in cases like this, usually the mother is of prime importance because of finding the bones, all of them in one same pit. So using the mother becomes of prime importance. There are cases where some fathers may not necessarily be the actual fathers of these individuals. So we're going to do both maternity testing, and in the case of those whose fathers were present, paternity testing as well. And that will give us a lot of clues, as it were. And then in some instances, we will have to do siblingship. or what we call other relationship testing techniques as well. DNA, and specifically nuclear DNA, can be found in almost every cell that is found in a body. Saliva, urine, tissue, blood, semen, bones, teeth, hair with roots, fingernails, debris.
Moving on, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, CHRAJ, which President Akufo-Addo requested to look into the case involving suspended PPA boss ABAJ, has been meeting on this issue. CHRAJ boss Joseph Whittal has been speaking to MFA Apawu about what the Commission will do if it establishes there was a case of conflict of interest.
The Commission has quite a number of multiple mandates. The administrative justice mandate actually concerns ensuring that administrative bodies and officials act within the law. And so even though the president is referring issues of conflict of interest, clearly there are issues of administrative justice that are involved. And you do know that we also have a corruption mandate. Even though referral has been made to the special prosecutor, we take note that we have a mandate also over the corruption aspect.
Now that all this has been established, then when exactly are you launching into the investigations proper?
By the constitutional injunctions, we are expected first to serve the person of interest with the complaint, in this case, the referral from the presidency, and to demand that within 10 days, he admits in writing to the issues of conflict of interest, and if he should do so expressly and without equivocation. And on the basis of that, if he says he admits, then there will be no point in carrying out an investigation. We will take appropriate action. But if he does not admit, then we will go into full investigation. So by virtue of due process, we have to give him the opportunity to respond to the allegations.
And with that 10 days that we talk about, has it been triggered? Has he already been written to? That's Mr. Jenny Boating-Ejay. Has CHRAJ written to him already? Or if not, when are you expecting to do so?
Latest by tomorrow, he will be served.
Tomorrow? Yes. And then the 10 days immediately begins?
Would trigger it, yes.
Still on the subject of crimes and suspicions, government has set up a 7-member committee to probe allegations that the Forestry Commission has been illegally issuing permits for the export of Rosewood to New Patriotic Party members. The committee will also be investigating claims that a senior Forestry Commission official has been taking kickbacks from illegal Rosewood exporters. The allegations were contained in a report issued by Washington, D.C.-based Environmental Intelligence Agency back in July. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources inaugurated the committee on Monday. Here is a report by Philip Ankra.
According to the EIA, its undercover investigators discovered that powerful Chinese and Ghanaian traffickers are still harvesting and shipping rosewood out of the country with the help of governing party members and complicity at all levels of government. At the program to outdoor the committee members, the Minister, Kukwa Somachreme, said the publication of the report has caused some international partners of the country to question the integrity of Ghana's timber export trade.
The membership of the committee is as follows. 1. Honorable Benito Owusu-Bio, Deputy Minister, Chairman of the committee. 2. Honorable Francis Manu Adabo, Chairman, Parliamentary Select Committee on Lands and Forestry. 3. Mr. Enna K. Blege, Customs Division, Member. Mr. William Bando, Representative, Forest Research Institute of Ghana, FORIC, Member. 5. Jeremiah Sedu, Representative of Civil Society, Member. 6. Honorable Ejay Yeboah, representative of the private sector, member. 7, Mr. Joseph Osiakwan, representative of Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, member secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, the specific tasks for the committee are as follows. 1, to investigate the allegations of corruption as reported in the publication by EIA. 2, examine all anomalies in respect of Rosewood salvage permits, transportation and export trade. 3, investigate if Rosewood is still being traded in spite of the ban imposed by myself in March 2019. Last, make the necessary recommendations to the Honorable Minister for appropriate actions to be taken. The committee is expected to carry out these tasks and report to the minister within 5 weeks.
He also revealed that the ministry has picked up intelligence that there are some 20 trucks of rosewood in the constituency of Busa South MP Dr. Clement Park, despite him being a campaigner against the felling of the tree.
It's been alleged that 20 trucks, articulated trucks, loaded with rosewood are sitting in Dr. Apak's constituency, ready to come down here through the Akosombo area. So the Forestry Commission has been told to mount barriers on that particular length stretch from Afienya to Akosombo to arrest such people. The Regional Coordinating Council of the Upper East Region has been told to put surveillance on this. The District Chief Executive and DISEC has also been told to do this. They are sitting at Yabora and Fumbisi. So they should assist us to arrest these people.
The government in March announced a total ban on the harvesting and export of the rosewood, but its felling and subsequent exportation are reportedly going on unabated. For JoyNews, Philip Ankress reports.
And that's it for the latest news update we have from that area. But moving on, we go to the Ashanti region. The Anglican Metropolitan Archbishop of Kumasi and Primate of the West Africa province want expedited action by the police in finding culprits of recent killings in the Ashanti region. Right Reverend Professor Yinka Safo says bringing perpetrators to book will restore public confidence in the security agencies. Reverend Yinka Safo spoke at the installation of the Dean for Kumasi Diocese. Nana Sensumensa was there for JoyNews.
The recent surge in crime and what police says appear to be serial killing of women in the region have raised security concerns. The murder of Otunfor Sub-Chief Nana Kojo Afodo has heightened public anxiety. Reverend Yinka Safo wants perpetrators to be apprehended to maintain public confidence in the security agencies.
Tell my comrades who are in the security agencies that when issues come out like that, they should act promptly and then do the due diligence and bring the culprits to book so that when they are being punished, others will take clue from it and then stop all these unnecessary crimes. It seizes opportunity that we should all be watchdogs. Ghana has been a beacon of peace for ages, but of late we see that some people have filtrated into our country and just killing people, murdering people, and then some young girls are also taken away unannounced. And I pray that this bad habit should be put in the mud, and then we should also be watchdogs.
At the installation ceremony of Very Reverend Oscar Christian Amoa as Dean for Kumasi Diocese, Reverend Yinka Safo called on the clergy to portray Christ as the light of the world.
And I'm also seizing this opportunity to tell all holy people in holy orders the so-called people who call themselves men and women of God, to actually portray Christ as the light of the world, and let the beauty of Christ reign in us in all that we do, so that we shouldn't disgrace the kingdom and let charlatans enter and destroy the good image of Christianity.
Nana Sensumensa reporting.
We're ending the news, but we all know that there's money in our politics. It is always a safe that who becomes an MP or even having any position in politics in Ghana always will be determined by money. So today we're asking the question, how do we end the current trend of the highest bidder always winning the position, either to become a candidate for MP or even to become an MP or president? So this question we all know has come about because Ras Mubarak just recently losing that bid again to contest as the candidate for the NDC in the next parliamentary election in 2020 had raised all these questions. Okay, but we also know it's been a phenomenon that's been with us. There's a research, a survey that is giving us a certain direction that over the period, that's what we've been doing in our politics. We'll be having in the studio a former member of parliament, CHRAJ, who is going to share his experiences with us, and also having on the phone lines Dr. Franklin Odro. He is the program director for CDD Ghana. And as we do all this, please know that we'll have some open discussions as we also open the phone lines for you to share your thoughts with us. You can also, in the meantime, before that conversation comes on, share your thoughts with us on social media, Facebook JoyNews on TV, through our Twitter handle at JoyNews on TV, and let us know what you think about monetization of our politics. In the meantime, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll look at what stories there are in the dailies.